Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Sophia, a yoga teacher and also postgraduate student studying psychology and neuroscience of mental health. And today we have a lovely grounding anxiety relief practice for you today. So if you're here because you feel a bit anxious today, this is exactly what you need. Maybe just something, a bit of movement to get out of your head and into your body. So I hope you enjoy this practice. And if you have a bolster or a cushion nearby, maybe grab it now. And if you have a couple blocks that you might want to use to help enhance your practice, you can also grab those. And also I have created a playlist, a nice and relaxing one today, and the link is in the comments, so you can pause the video and get the playlist set up if you would like to listen whilst you hear my voice. And without further ado, let's get started. So when you're ready, coming to a comfortable seat, whether that be sat on a cushion, sat on a block, with your legs crossed, or sat on your heels, whatever you feel you need right now. And just maybe resting the hands on the thighs with the palms facing up. And perhaps just closing down the eyes. And arrive in the space. Take a moment to arrive, take a moment to settle down. Take a moment to just find your breath. Maybe you're breathing a little faster than normal, maybe your heart rate is a little quicker than normal. Just noticing that and maybe trying to extend the exhales to really elongate that breath and lower that heart rate. Maybe just taking a moment as well to acknowledge that you made it onto the mat, which is such an achievement in itself. I've been there in those dark times, those dark places, and the most difficult thing is to actually get on the mat and do something that is positive, that helps you really break that negative cycle. So really just acknowledge that just for being here. And let's take a big in-breath in through the nose all together. And let's let it go out of the mouth. Let's take another one of those. Really inhale deeply in through the nose. And let's let it go out of the mouth. Let go of everything beyond the borders of your mat. This time and this practice is completely yours. Let's try and savor every moment. All right, when you're ready, we're going to open the eyes now. And we're going to swing round to our hands and knees, so coming into a tabletop position. So making sure we've got wrists underneath shoulders, you've got knees underneath hips. And we've got a nice flat back, so almost like we can balance a table on top of our back. So if you know me and you know my practice, I always love to start with a couple cat-cows. So let's inhale, drop the belly, open the chest, look up. Exhale, let's round the back, nose to belly button. Let's inhale, open the chest. Exhale, we round. And let's do 3 more in your own time. Let's really connect to the breath. Again, this practice is really around getting into the body and out of the head just for this time. And then notice how it changes the way you feel. And last one, wherever you are. And coming back to a flat back, coming back to our tabletop. We're going to inhale, let's breathe the right arm up towards the sky. And then let's exhale, let's thread it underneath the left shoulder. And resting that right shoulder onto the mat. And then if you would like, extending that left hand in front of you, coming onto the fingertips. Or if you'd like a little bit more opening, you can tuck that left hand on the inside of the right thigh and really open that chest up towards the sky. Breathe. Last inhale wherever you are. Staying for the exhale. And then let's place that left hand down onto the mat, pushing the mat away, sending that right hand up towards the sky. And then we're going to plant it back down, coming back into our tabletop. Let's inhale our left hand up towards the sky. Exhale, thread it underneath the right shoulder, placing that left shoulder onto the mat. And again, taking your option, either extend that right hand in front of you, coming onto the fingertips, or tucking that right hand behind and on the inside of that left thigh, opening the chest up towards the sky. Breathe. Last inhale. And staying for the exhale. And when you're ready to move, placing that right hand, pushing the floor away, sending the left hand up and over, and then placing it back down. Okay, let's do a couple mini vinyasas. So rolling up and over the wrists, let's bend in the elbows towards us and let's lower the upper body to the mat. Inhale, rolling the shoulders away, tucking the chin, open the chest. Exhale, lower down. I'm going to do a couple more of those. Inhale, rolling the shoulders back. Exhale, we lower down. One more, inhale. Exhale, we lower down. And when you're ready, pushing the floor away, sending the hips back, sending the bums back into our child's pose. And big toes to touch, knees apart or either together, and resting the forehead onto the mat. Amazing, well done guys. And we're coming back up to our tabletop. And when you're ready, we're going to untuck the toes, send the hips back, coming into our downward facing dog. And remember, with our downward facing dog, we're going to spread those fingertips wide. We're going to have a slight bend in the elbows, rolling the shoulders back and down.
Head is heavy. And again, maybe you might have bend in the knees quite a bit at the start. And whilst we're extending that tailbone up towards the sky, really ground in those ankles and maybe alternating ankles, lowering them down side to side, creating some space. Amazing, guys. Okay, we're going to bring that right foot and the right knee in towards the chest all the way up, and we're going to place that right foot down, either behind the wrist or on the outside of the wrist, dropping the knee down, untucking the back toes. Let's send the hands up overhead, low lunge. Every inhale we take, we really open the chest, and every exhale we deepen into that right thigh, opening up that left hip flexor. And we're not going to stay here for long. We'll take an inhale here, and then we'll exhale. We're going to twist to the right, opening up our arms to the right side. Let's make it dynamic. Inhale, let's lift it back up to center. Exhale, let's open it up to the right. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, open. Inhale. Exhale, open. And 1 more back to center. Inhale. And then exhale, let's frame that right foot. And let's untuck the back toes, bring that back knee up, and take a big step up towards the front of the mat. Take an inhale to halfway lift, either placing the hands on the shins or on the mat. And then exhale, we forward fold, sending that chest towards the thigh, letting the head drop. Well done, guys. Let's do that again. Inhale, open the chest, shoulders back, halfway lift. Exhale, dropping the chest towards the thigh. Last time, inhale. Exhale, dropping the chest. Okay, we're going to place that left hand in front of the left foot, having a slight bend in the left knee. We're going to send that right hand up and overhead, opening the chest up towards the side. Amazing. And if you can't get your hand completely down, maybe this time using a block, brick, or a block, or a book. Amazing. Last inhale here. And then exhale, let's place that right hand back down, swapping sides. So taking the block in front of the right foot, placing the right hand on the block or the book, and breathing that left hand up overhead, having that slight bend in the right knee, opening up the chest. Well done, guys. And then placing that left hand back down. Great. Placing the block either side. We're going to clasp the elbows, coming into our lovely ragdoll. So letting the head drop and just rocking from side to side. All right, amazing, guys. And we're going to gently roll up all the way, letting the hands go 1 vertebra at a time, all the way to standing. Closing the eyes down, maybe take a nice big inhale here. And exhale, let it go out through the mouth. Really grounding through those feet, grounding through those toes. Just remembering that you are stable on this earth. Great. All right, we're going to take an inhale here. Maybe sending the hands up overhead. And then we're going to exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold, sending the chest towards the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, rolling the shoulders back. And then we're going to exhale, placing the hands back down. We're going to step back with our right foot and dropping that right knee, coming into our low lunge. Let's inhale, send the hands up overhead. Exhale, let's bend in that left knee. Let's sink a little deeper. Again, let's make it dynamic. Really inhale, opening the chest. Exhale, can we twist to the left? Great, maybe looking back at that left hand. And let's make it dynamic. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, let's open it up. We've got this. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale to open. Last time. Inhale. Exhale to open. And last inhale, back to center. And let's exhale, placing the hands down. Instead, we're going to swing that left foot back and take our little mini vinyasa. So coming up and over our wrists, bending the elbows, lowering that chest to the floor. Inhale, rolling the shoulders back and down, cobra. Exhale, we push the floor away, we send the hips back to our child's pose. Big toes to touch, knees together or knees apart. Forehead rests on the mat. Take a breath here. Really clear out everything in the mind. Anything that may be causing you to be anxious. This is your time to just let it go. And when you're ready, coming back up to our tabletop position. Let's untuck the toes. We're going to send the hips back to our downward dog. And maybe alternating, dropping the heels from side to side. Maybe we've got a bit more space this time. But don't forget to send the hips up, tailbone up towards the sky. And last inhale here. And exhale, really deepening those heels into the ground. Okay, let's take a warrior two. This time let's use our left foot and bring that left knee in towards the chest. Placing that left foot behind the left hand. If it can go that way, maybe you might need to yank it up. And we're going to drop that right foot, spin the right toes to the side of the mat. So your feet are perpendicular. Let's inhale, send our arms up and over, coming into parallel. Bend in that left knee, really sink down. And if I'm looking down, I can see my big toe. My hips are actually angled towards the side of the mat. If I look behind me, my arm is parallel to the floor and my foot is pointing towards the side of the mat. Let's take an inhale here. And on the next exhale, we're going to bend in that left elbow, place it on top of the left thigh. Let's swing that right hand up and overhead, coming into our extended side angle. So looking up at that top hand. And this is where you want to be in one long line from the top hand all the way down to that right foot. And making sure we're not dumping into that left shoulder and we're spinning the chest up towards the sky. We've got one last breath here, guys. Inhale. And then stay for the exhale. And then placing that right hand down on towards the mat. Pivot on that back foot. Coming into our easy twist. Let's breathe that left hand up and overhead. And if you want to drop your knee at this point, if you're feeling it's a bit tough on that left thigh, or keep it raised, we've got one last breath. Inhale.
Exhale. And then let's place that left hand down, frame that front foot and step it back to our high plank. Either drop the knees and take your vinyasa, we meet in downward dog, or if you want a little challenge, chaturanga, so lower halfway. So tucking the elbows in and to 90. And then we inhale to upward dog. And exhale back to downward dog. Well done, guys. Breathe. 3 breaths here. 3 breaths to center. Really simple flow today. It's really just about moving the body. And when you're ready, we're going to go over to the right side. So bringing that right knee in towards the chest. Again, stepping it behind the right hand. And dropping that left foot, angling the toes to the outside of the mat, pushing the floor away. Let's spin the hands up and parallel. Bending that right knee, coming into our warrior 2. Looking over that top hand, making sure our right knee isn't caving in. We can see our big toe. Breathe here. Think grounding, think strong, think I can get through this. I can get through anything. Anything you need to tell yourself right now, even if you don't believe it, just keep telling yourself and you will eventually believe it. Now, it's a trick that I didn't think worked, but now doing the science and the neuroscience behind it, it does work. So keep telling yourself that you can do it, you can do anything, you can get through it. Okay. Let's bend in that right elbow. Place that right hand, right elbow on the right thigh. Let's breathe that left hand up and overhead, coming into our extended side angle. We've got 3 breaths here, guys. Feel free to drop the knee at any point if you can't handle it. This is the modified version. Okay? Oh. And we've got 1 more breath here, wherever you are. And stay for the exhale. And let's place that left hand down onto the mat. Great. Pivot on that back foot. Raise the heel. Let's breathe that right hand up overhead, coming to an easy twist. Breathe here. And last inhale. And exhale, let's place that right hand down. Let's frame that front foot. And instead, we're going to take a big step up towards the top of the mat. Again, let's do a lovely forward fold, so chest resting on thighs. Letting the head drop. Okay, great. All right, let's heel toe the feet wider towards the edge of the mat, making sure the heels are in, toes are pointing out. We're going to bend in the knees and really sit the bum back, coming into our yogic squat, our malasana. And maybe move around here, creating a bit more space. And it's okay if you're up here, no worries. And if it's any difficulty or if it's causing any pain, just always take your bum back and come to a nice seated position. We're going to get there in a second. And if you're coming with me, we're just going to do a nice little opening by placing that left hand up towards the side, and then let's breathe that right hand up overhead, opening the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, let's swap sides. Right hand down on the outside of the mat. Breathe the left hand up overhead, open the chest. Nearly there, guys, nearly there. And inhale and exhale, placing that left hand down. Okay, in the most graceful way possible, let's rock back onto the bum. Keeping the feet hovered, we're going to do a little boat. So this is our challenge of the day. We can do difficult things. So, option, keeping the feet hovered as they are, completely fine. We're still getting some really good core engagement here. If not, if you want to go a bit further, supporting the back of the thighs and placing the legs at a tabletop position, rolling the shoulders back, opening the chest. That's key here. If you want a bit more of a challenge, I'm going to take a full Navasana, a boat, placing hands either side of the legs. We're going to breathe. So choose your option. We've got 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. We've got this. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. And release. Well done. Hugging the knees into the chest. Well done, guys. All right. We're going to come back down towards the mat. So when you're ready, maybe just rocking back or however you want to get there. Placing all of the shoulders onto the mat. Okay. Let's do a nice little figure 4 exercise. So bringing the right knee into the chest and then taking that right foot and place it on top of the left knee. So creating a nice hip opener with the right hip. And then now we're going to bring that left knee towards us and interlace the fingers behind the left thigh, flexing that right foot. And just gently going to bring that left thigh towards us so we can now maybe start to feel a stretch on the outside of our right glute. And if you can't feel a stretch, maybe even placing that hand onto the knee and then just gently pushing that right knee away from you. Or if you can already feel the stretch, staying as you are. Breathing here. Amazing. Last inhale wherever you are, guys. And then exhale. Let's unbind the feet, place them back onto the mat. And then maybe knocking the knees from side to side. Okay, coming back to center. And we're going over towards the left, so bringing that left knee in towards the chest, giving it a nice hug, and then placing that left foot on top of the right knee, so really opening up that left thigh, that left hip. And then let's start to bring that right knee in towards the chest, interlacing the hands behind the right thigh, flexing that left foot. The right foot can just be completely relaxed. And then just gently pulling on that right, behind the right thigh, just to give yourself a bit more of a stretch. Amazing, guys. And last breath wherever you are. And exhale to release. Placing both feet down onto the mat and knocking the knees from side to side. All right, penultimate pose before Shavasana. My favorite, happy baby. Or maybe ragdoll is my favorite, but I mean, this is my second favorite. So interlacing the peace fingers, the fingers around the big toe, bringing the knees in towards the armpits, and we just gently rock that lower back across the mat. And this is a happy baby, so maybe just have a few giggles. Even if there's just absolutely nothing that's funny about this. Fake a smile, because we're nearly done. And you nearly got through this. We're so close now. And release, release, release everything. And let's take a nice big stretch, okay? So we're gonna stretch and extend our feet, but we're gonna hover them. And then we're gonna hover the arms. And we're gonna bring the shoulders up and hover above the mat. So hold here. We've got one last challenge, guys. For 3, for 2, and for 1, release. We did it. Shavasana. Okay. Options here, guys. Option, if you've got a lovely bolster, to put it behind you in a reclined bound angle pose. So feet together and upper back just resting onto the bolster. Option for this for Shavasana. Option, a usual Shavasana, to just hands by the side. Option, pillow or bolster underneath knees. This is a particularly nice one. I'm going to stay here. Choose your option and let's just take a couple minutes just for ourselves because we deserve it. So just gently rolling back and coming into a lovely relaxed option. And let's take one final breath in through the nose all together. And let's release it out of the mouth. Surrender into the mat. Just take a couple minutes to completely do a little body scan. So every inhale we take, exhale we relax the toes. Moving up the body, let's relax the feet, relaxing the ankles, relaxing the knees, relaxing every muscle in our legs. Surrender it towards the mat. Imagine you're completely letting go of the hips, of the stomach, releasing all tension in the chest, and working our way down towards our shoulders, our arms, the hands. Relaxing all of the fingertips, letting them curl. Relaxing the neck, the head. Relaxing our facial muscles, the forehead, cheeks, the chin, perhaps even relaxing the tongue. So it's just you and the breath. And maybe even letting go of those thoughts that no longer serve you anymore. Any negative thoughts that you might be having, just let them go. Remembering thoughts are not facts. Maybe imagining just blowing them away in the wind. And enjoy the stillness, enjoy the grounding. Enjoy these next few moments just in complete stillness. All right, guys, if you're ready to move, come with me. But if you have more time, stay in this delicious Shavasana. If you're ready to move, let's perhaps start to wiggle those fingertips, wiggle those toes. Maybe deepening the breath. And maybe sending the hands up overhead with a nice big stretch. And then bringing the knees in towards the chest. Perhaps rocking from side to side. Just mobilizing a bit of the spine. Massaging the lower back. And when you're ready with the eyes closed, let's come into a seated position onto the mat. Resting the hands onto the knees. Maybe just noticing how you feel after this practice. Maybe it's exactly what you needed. And again, just maybe acknowledging that you made it here. You made it this far, you made it through the practice. Placing the hands at the heart, reaching the thumb to the third eye, to the forehead. We bow down in respect. Namaste. Thank you for letting me guide you today, and I really hope you feel better soon if you have been feeling anxious. I really hope this practice has helped. It certainly helped me feel way more relaxed, and it's been a pleasure. Hopefully see you again soon.